Hello everybody. The idea to model such a stepper or synchron motor came when I got my new 3D printer. This one has a couple of them to move the print head and the print table, and I thought this is quite a pretty model to do in Modo. So let's start. I go to top view and start with a circle. By the way, this is an ideal model to use my 2D to 3D approach. I make a circle with 8 sides and make it 5 by 5 millimeters and put all in the middle, A key so we see it. Then I select this, B for bevel, bevel it in. Let's see the wires, and I bevel it in by about 0.8. Then middle mouse button, click twice and delete. Actually, probably don't need this one. Next, I select these 4 polygons and delete them. Edge mode, select this edge, Z key, and move this to -22. Doesn't really matter. And Z key also here. Move this to 22 as well. Now I press X to enable snapping, then F11, snap to geometry, make sure mode is vertex, and then Shift C, and now I can click here and you see the tool changes to a yellow square as soon as it has snapped. So Shift click again. We have a problem. Yes. Now again, Shift C, cut through here, Shift click, cut through here, Shift click, cut through here, Shift click through here. Now we can bridge these. Select these edges, bridge, and put 2 polygons in here. Now before I continue, I want to rename this mesh to top and select these polygons here. Control copy, N for a new mesh, Control V, call this new mesh middle, and before I continue, I want to add an edge in here. Alt C, but only one, and another one through here and through here. Now I can select the outer polygons here and delete them. I could have done this differently, but I wanted to make sure also the people without Modo 701 can follow this. So next I select these edges here, W key, and move this, let me press X to get rid of snapping, -1 millimeter. Then select these edges here, W key again, and move them 1 millimeter in the Z dimension. Drop the tool. The aim is to get a bit a rounder corner here than we would have had otherwise. Okay, let's continue. Go back to the top, and we don't need to see either of them. I use another circle with 8 sides. Make it 3 by 3 millimeters and put it to about here. Doesn't really matter. C key, cut through here. Then B for bevel, select these two halves, bevel it in, also by 0.8 millimeters, so we have the same distance. Then select the top half of this and delete. Now I enable snapping again, Shift C, then cut through here, Shift click, through here, Shift click, through here, Shift click, and Shift click again. Now we can select these edges and bridge them. Okay, let's see. I think I add one more edge through here and disable snapping again, like so. Good. Now I can connect these edges here and go to vertex mode, put a polygon in here, P key, and I think also one here, P key again. Now I select this edge here, Z key, and bring it down to here, and select these two vertices here and merge them together. Do the same here, Z key, and merge these two vertices together. Good. Now I select an edge in here, Alt C, but the count of 2 and uniform, that's good. One here, Alt C, one here, Alt C, and now we have the seams to make the top and the bottom of our stepper motor. But before I continue, I want to add some selections. The nice thing about Modo is when you select something and put it in a selection set and you radial array it later, then these selections will be propagated to the new geometry. So I go to Select, Assign Selection Set. So this is the screws. Okay. Then I go to here, Shift up arrow twice, and then select polys which we missed. These here, and make a new selection set and call this corners. Good. Now I need a new polygon and put a square in here. I make it 60 by 60. This is only temporary, and put it in the middle. Now I can select the middle and the top, W key, and move this to the corner. Let's make this a bit bigger. Like so. Okay, we don't need this mesh here, so right click and delete. Select both meshes here, duplicate, radial array, count of 4 around the Y, 360, action center, origin, and click in the viewport. We could radial array both geometries, but unfortunately we cannot connect them together. We have to do this separately. So I start with the top, edge mode, select these, bridge them together, backspace delete. Let me get rid of the helix generator. Do the same here, bridge, backspace delete, drop the tool, bridge, backspace delete, bridge, backspace delete. Now we have 24 edges. But these edges, they travel a bit far, so I put in another set of edges here with symmetry, like so. Now we should have 32, yes, so let me make a circle or a cylinder with 32 sides, about 22 by 22, and 0 here. Drop the tool, select these edges and bridge, reverse the direction. Did you notice that the middle polygon just disappeared? That's just someone who wants to sell an insurance to me. So I rotate this a bit like so and put this polygon back in, select it and bevel, like so. I think something has happened. Let's zero out everything here, or key, like so. Good. I put this a bit up, W key, so we should have something in the middle. Then Control copy this, new mesh, Control V, and bring this new mesh down to about here and call it bottom. Okay, perspective. Now let's go to the middle part. And also do this one. Top view, do the same. Bridge, backspace delete. Bridge, backspace delete. And in fact, I only need this outer edge, but because people with Modo 501 or 601 cannot copy and paste edges, I thought I do it this way. Doesn't matter. So Z key, bring this down a bit. Now I select these polygons, L for loop, invert the selection, delete. Good. Let's go back to the bottom. Put this down here and the middle below the top. And we start by assigning the corner selection and delete them. Then Shift X to extrude everything. Yeah, 3 millimeters. Good. Now I go to the side view, select the bottom, Shift up arrow and H for hide. Now I select the screws, invert this selection, Shift X again, and extrude it also by 3 millimeters. And unhide everything. And I can now select this, Alt C, count of 2, maybe 5%, like so. Tab key to go in Subdivision mode, and the bottom is done. Except that we need to rotate it, like so. Good. Then let's go to the top, and this one we need to first Shift X, make an extrusion by 2 millimeters. Then I can go to the side view again, select this, Shift up arrow and hide. Then I use my corner selection, then invert the selection, Shift X again, bring it down, -2, good. Unhide everything. Now we have the first 2 layers. There are 2 more to do. So select all this, Shift up arrow and hide. Perspective. Now I need the screws again. Invert the selection, Shift X, 2 millimeters, good. Unhide everything. And then I think I take the middle one here, W key, and bring it down -1 millimeter, so we have the same distances as in the bottom. Now I go to polygon mode again, select all these polygons, Shift up arrow and hide. And the last extrusion now by using the corners, Shift X again, and bring it up 2 millimeters also, like so. Unhide everything, and now it's just a matter of hardening some edges. So let's start here. These ones, and over here. Good. Now I would like to bevel these ones. And put some edges in here. We have too many edges in here, but you can delete them when you like. I think for time reasons I do not do these. Okay, now let's make the middle part. So polygon mode, B for bevel. Bevel this up a bit less than 2 millimeters, let's say 1.8, and bevel it in. And shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click. Okay, now again hardening some edges. Now first I assign this a material. I call it middle and hide it. Material and call it shaft and hide. Then select this here and the bottom. And assign a material, call it housing. And what has happened here? Interesting. I didn't rotate it properly. Let's eyeball it like so. That's good. Perspective. And unhide everything. And let's stay on the top. So I put in no, I think I also bevel this one. That looks a bit more interesting, like so. And then I add an edge in here. And bevel this one as well, but with a round level of 2. Just maybe 0.1 millimeter. Select the middle one, W key, Shift up arrow key, Alt 3 to convert it to polygons, and M, and give it also the middle material, which will be something dark. Okay, now side view. I add two edges here, one maybe here and one here. Yes. Then I can select 8 polygons in here. We have 32, so 32 divided by 4 gives 8 polygons, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go to Action Center, Selection Border, R key, and make this 0. Then select these 8 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and R key again. And so we have this shape, which is often seen for synchron motors or stepper motors. Next, I bevel this edge here, B for bevel, with a round level of 0 again. Like so. Then select this polygon here, B for bevel again, bevel it a little. Then I can add in 2 edges here, Alt C, add an edge in here, and let's see how this looks. That looks nice. But I think I need some more edges here, so single edge through here, shift click, and shift click again. Good. Now we must do the middle. Okay, let's put this in the middle, and then we can go to the side view. Select this here, W, that wasn't good, and bring it to about here, and do the same on the bottom, W to about here. Good. Perspective, let's select all the 3 and put everything to Sub-D mode. Assign this a material, middle is good. And let's check. I think I could even make it a tiny bit bigger on the X and Z. So let's say 102 and 101. Yes, that looks good. Drop the tool. Now I select an edge in here, Alt C, with a high count, let's say 35, and uniform. Then I can select every second in here, this one, up arrow key, L for loop, and R key as well, and I think 102 and 102, because these are really several single elements as it seems, but I'm not so sure. But this looks I don't like this one. So let's make this a bit smaller again. R key again, 99. Now it's gone. Good. I take the screws from the model I did before. I think you would probably also have I only take one. Control copy, go to the top mesh here, Control V, fits almost, W key, bring it up to about here, assign a material, also middle, and then go to top, so we can adjust it better, W, like so. Then duplicate radial array for Y action center origin, click in the viewport, and I offset or rotate this action center just to make sure they do not look identical. So E, rotate it slightly so, this one slightly so, this one a bit so, and the last one we leave as it was. Now we can select these screws, Control copy, side view, Control V, E for rotate, Control rotate it 180 degrees, W key, and bring it to about here. Let's see everything. Yes. Now we just need a render and we are done. So render, I make the render window a bit bigger, 888, Control Enter, and a key here, find a nice view, something like this. And now we assign materials. The housing is metal. I take steel, machine steel. Then for the shaft I want something really shiny, like silver. And the middle we take black plastic. Looks nice. Then an environment, this one. And now we can render it. So here is our stepper motor. Pretty nice, and as I said, it's an ideal model to use the 2D to 3D method. Thanks for watching, take care and have fun modeling with Modo. See you some other time. Bye bye.